Hello and welcome. This is Nick from the Nocturnal Rambler, live on Twitch and in archived replay on YouTube, playing Risen, the spiritual successor to the Gothic series by Piranha Bytes. So if you're new to the channel or the stream or whatnot, I'm currently going through all or most of Piranha Bytes' games. So I already played Gothic 1, 2, and 3 and done a bunch of reviews and videos on those games on my YouTube channel. And now we're continuing the series with Risen. So I have played this game once before when it first came out in late 2009. So that was almost 10 years ago. I don't remember a whole lot about it. Obviously, I remember like the general premise and the factions and a couple of odd memories here and there, but I've forgotten a lot about it since the last time I played. So this is technically not a blind playthrough, but it may as well be. So let's launch in and get through this first loading screen. I'm trying to Alt-Tab to double-check the recording software. Here we go. Okay.
For longer than humanity remembers, the gods ruled. Humanity served as slaves, but life never remains in balance. Power passed to man, and man banished the gods from the world. But something was released. Something older than man has risen. Given their freedom, humanity must fight for survival. Some cling to safety, others fight. It is a time where a man's choices define him.
Alright, so that cutscene was really loud. And now we settle into a more realistic or pleasant audio mix now that I'm actually into gameplay. Alright, search the beach for survivors. I had a little message in the left, I don't know what that said. Press left mouse to examine the body. So this is already a nice feature, that the mouse defaults to the take all spot. Because that saves me a major hassle and headache having to drag all the way over every time I try to loot a corpse. Oh man. I don't like the way the camera locks up though. Press the left mouse to take the item. Got it. I got it, game. Okay, see, like, you know, the camera moves around pretty comfortably here when I'm just wandering around walking. But then as soon as I do an animation, like bending over to pick up a small healing potion, the camera controls completely lock up. And so if I'm moving the camera during that animation, it then, like, it feels so awkward. That's a little weird. I think it also kind of rushes to try to catch up. Yeah, like that. They kind of accelerated a little. That was weird.
She's still breathing. Are you okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
and I hate
Yeah.
these black bars.
But I think I drank half the ocean.
Do you remember much about what happened?
Just that strange man from the Inquisition. And the storm. He sailed us straight into it. Then he vanished. The ship must have capsized and we got washed ashore.
Looks like the poor devils over there weren't as lucky as us.
Any idea where we are?
No. Maybe it's another island.
We should get off this beach. This wreckage could draw looters and they don't like survivors. We're going to need a weapon. Do you think you could have a look around? See if the tide washed up something we can use? A club, a branch. Anything is better than nothing, right? I'll stay here and keep an eye out for other survivors.
Alright, so like I say, I do not like these black bars. They're artificially creating a wider aspect ratio to make it more cinematic. But, like, this is dialogue. This is part of gameplay right now, and I don't like having the screen chopped up like this, especially with just black bars. Like, this window here is... there's nothing artistic happening here, it's just a black bar with the list. So I would really much rather it just be like it was in the other games, where it's just full screen, and then you have sub-windows for dialogue, subtitles, and you're taking your choices. Alright, so... to close inventory... Oh, and that's another thing, is... these tutorial messages are a whole lot less intrusive than Gothic 3's tutorial windows, where they just, like, very nearly pause the game to... Is this the same thing? My sturdy branch is better. Like Gothic 3's tutorial windows, they basically paused the game, whereas these little floating messages are a lot more unintrusive. And they also have Sarah over there is kind of acting like a tutorial herself. She's telling us, hey, we need to get a weapon to defend ourselves, look around. Which is a whole lot more immersive than having a giant window popping up telling you, hey, search your surroundings, you need a weapon to defend yourself. And so apart from some weird camera controls and those annoying black bars, this is already... Oh god. Oh, I'm dead. Nope. Alright. Oh, I'm not dead. How nice. I was ready for a game over screen. He didn't even hurt my health. How nice. Like I was saying though, this is already off to a much better start than the start of Gothic 3. The thunder is maybe a little loud, but I guess it's supposed to be. I also guess I can't open that treasure chest. I don't seem to have a way to sprint, but apparently jumping is faster than just slowly trudging around in this water. That's a little silly. Oh, well, alright, what do we have here? We got a hungry sea vulture.
They didn't make it.
Oh, there's another one coming. Oh, what the hell? It got... Okay. So let's take a look at the melee combat here. Already, these animations are a lot better than what they were in Gothic 3. They're faster, they look better, they're more fluid, and I think... Yeah, you have to time your attacks in order to get a better speed on the attacks, because if you just spam the left mouse button, there's a little bit of a delay between attacks, but if you time it right, you can get much faster. So that's already a major improvement over Gothic 3. And if I remember correctly, there is a way to increase your combat skills, and when you actually increase these skills, it increases the length of your combo and gives you extra attacks and things like that. So here, like the red text, is, I think it's telling me that next level up I can counter parry. And then if I do axe fighting and so on. So, like, that's all very promising. And meanwhile, I'm gonna spend like an hour just combing this beach, aren't I? Oh man. Typical practice in every Piranha Bytes game is loot everything you can. Oh, hello. I got an autosave. But loot everything you can because there's no inventory limit and everything could potentially be useful later. If not for a specific purpose, then to sell. Oh, is the thunderstorm finally letting up? I think the storm is finally passing. How lovely. Well, look at that. I think the clouds are actually opening too. Maybe not. I guess they're just moving.
Drowned.
Ah, a hunting knife. Freshly honed for skinning all sorts of evil monsters. Alright. Got 3 different weapons here. So Sturdy Branch is a 2-handed weapon. The hunting knife is a 1-handed. Oh, I guess it's technically a staff, a sword, and a sword. So staff, sword, axe, bow, crossbow, I'm guessing.
Ah!
I'm having trouble getting the timing for this one right. That first attack is always, it comes out a little slow. There we go. Nope, didn't get it that time. There we go. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Yeah, I think the island setting works well because it gives you like a built-in excuse to have a smaller environment with natural barriers for the world as opposed to something a little less natural like invisible walls, or kind of like what Oblivion does where it's like a kind of like a bowl shape where there's high mountain ranges everywhere. Oh, hello. The screen kind of glitched out there. Actually, I don't know. Gothic 1 didn't have really invisible walls because it had a very visible barrier that would zap you. That's kind of an unnatural barrier in terms of game space, but you know that made immersive sense with the story and the setting, so that was kind of a clever way actually to confine their world.
I'm ready. Shall we go?
No time like the present. There must be a path somewhere that leads inland. Let's look for one. Careful. I thought I saw something move in the trees. Get ready. Draw your weapon.
So once again, Sarah is acting kind of like a tutorial. Now, if we take a look at these character models, this is really kind of... This is not quite right. Like, her shoulders feel a little too angled, her neck is a little too long, her chest kind of comes out a little odd. Like, this is not necessarily great character modeling, but it's not terrible. I should also point out that I am not running any sort of mods or patches other than the official patches that I'm assuming are part of the Steam download. I tried doing some any tweaks to increase the draw distance, but that seemed to cause more problems than it solved. Because it made distant trees, like way off in the distance, look really terrible, and it also somehow killed all of the natural lighting, so everything looked dark and monochrome, and I didn't have any light or shadows, and it just looked terrible, so I'm basically just running the standard Steam version of the game. And so here's bit of a hidden area. Let's see if I get destroyed by a monster. Maybe not. I do, however, get rewarded with a rusty sword and a small shield for exploring an off the main path hidden area. Now, the rusty sword is kind of crappy, but maybe the shield will be good. Oh, look at that. Praise Innos. See, this is what Gothic 3 couldn't do, and what Elix, which came out, what, in 2017, couldn't do, where they bind a sword and a shield to a single button on the hotkey, on the hotbar. Because those games, for whatever reason, they make you equip both of them to different slots, because if you were to switch weapon types, like from a two-handed staff to a one-handed sword, it would unequip the shield. So I'm hoping that if I do switch weapons, it will keep the shield sort of bound to my one-handed sword, so that way when I draw my one-handed sword, it will automatically draw the shield. That's what I'm really hoping for. Be another bird. Oh man, I'm attacking really slowly. I want to see what happens when he hits me. So I don't seem to have a stamina bar. Shield is doing alright at blocking damage. Oh, that's a good point. So this being risen means that there's technically no more Innos or Adanos or Beliar.
It must have been
Oh,
attracted
hello.
by the smell of the bodies. At least we have some meat now. Need a fire or a stove. If I have to eat rat, I'm not eating it raw. And if we can find a pan, we can fry it. Fried meat will help restore our energy, even if it is just rat. We could really do
Look at
with a
the
few
bloom
heat
on her
plants, too.
skin.
Perhaps there's some that grow around here. Keep a lookout.
That's a little excessive. Oh man, I wonder if there's a setting for that. Not explicitly. So this game does not have the normal, or the same Innos, Adanos, and Beliar gods. Because that intro cinematic specifically says that, like, the gods were banished. And so I think there's a bit of a fan theory, which is allegedly confirmed by the developers, somebody in Piranha Bytes. I don't know if it was like, if it was Bjorn or Hoga. Was Hoga even still working with Piranha Bytes at this time? I don't know. Somebody, supposedly, in Piranha Bytes, claimed that this game is sort of in the same universe as Gothic, but just taking place in a different part of the world. And so it's possible that that intro where they say that the gods were banished could be referring to Gothic 3, the banishing, ending the War of the Gods and whatever. And so now in their place we have Titan Lords rising up from the ocean, and somehow also like rising ancient ruined temples out of the ground, which may or may not be somehow related to like the builders from Jarkandar in Gothic 2 Night of the Raven. Personally, I don't like to look too far into all that because I feel like there's a very deep rabbit hole that you can go down where you can find as many crossovers and references and things as you could potentially want if you look hard enough and try to make things fit, but you know, I feel like that's kind of taking it too far. Oh god, he got me. Jump. Haha. So that's another thing that this game does better than Gothic 3 is we get dodge moves. Oh man, that's so nice. I also don't seem to have a sprint button. Let me just double check what my keys are. Forward, backwards, sneak, just control. Shift, weapons mode, primary, secondary. That all seems kind of standard? Okay. I think I might have already been this way. This is where the rusty shield or rusty sword was. Not here. I'm gonna assume that I've been everywhere on this section then, and continue onward. Do I have a quest log? How do I bring that up? I was just in the input setting, in the input screen. Journal is L. World. Take Sarah to safety. And so now we get just a generic message explaining the premise of the quest and the dialogue. Harbor Town, Volcano, Bandit, all. Okay.
Do you see those
hello.
torches? There must be people nearby. Do you think we should head for where the torches are?
Sure. Why not? I don't seem to have any other choice. We have a cave. I will enter the cave.
This cave seems a little eerie. Let's find a different way, please. This doesn't feel right.
Oh, I'm going through the cave. You better believe me. Iron ore.
Wish I knew about prospecting.
Huh. I wish I knew about prospecting indeed. How do I bring up my skill window? C? Prospecting. Okay. Do I have a torch? I have a torch. We'll put that on the third bar. And let's see if I can put it away. What did that say? I think it said press the right mouse button briefly to parry. Now, I do vaguely remember from when I played this 10 years ago that the parry skill was kind of... Oh, what the hell was that? That was the weirdest jump animation. I kind of remember that the parry skill was a little wonky because sometimes the game would register a short press as a long press, and it would kind of mix up whether you're trying to... block or parry. What? Oh snap, we got... Oh, these gnomes? I don't remember how big of a role gnomes play in this game, but I do remember Risen 3 had like an entire gnome village where you could do quests and things. A bunch of character interactions. I guess I should try to parry and attack so that way that tutorial message will go away. I dropped a sickle. Also inferior to my hunting knife, or whatever this is. I feel like I'm doing really well in the combat, actually. Like, I feel like this cave is supposed to be... like, take this route for the more challenging way to get there, sort of thing, but I'm not really being that challenged so far. Okay. Okay, that was a weird falling animation, but the good news is that the character will actually climb things, which is not the case in Gothic 3. I don't know if these chests are randomized. I'm hoping they're not. Got more gnomes. Now, let me try to parry an attack. Oh, I don't think I got it. Man, he is like... I feel like his attacks are happening faster than the animation. Yeah, I don't know about this parry thing, because I cannot get the timing right. Even when I do it right, so that way I don't get hit, it doesn't parry the attack. It just turns into a normal shield block. Oh, hello. They're both attacking me. Oh, he got me. I leveled up. There's so much happening here. Probably could have done that fight a lot better if I weren't trying to parry. Now that's the question though, because the tutorial is telling me to parry. But looking at the character sheet, it kind of looks like I don't even have the ability to do counter parries. Because if I'm interpreting this right, that red text on the bottom means like that's what I will learn at level 2. At the next level up. So I'm a little concerned that the tutorial text may be telling me things that are kind of wrong. I got some wine. Maybe I can give that to somebody for a quest. And now we come out somewhere. Where are we, Sarah? Guide me, oh tutorial NPC. Whoa, why is it so glowy in here? It's like that fire gives off more of a glow the further away you are. So I thought that was going to spit me out a lot further up the path, but this doesn't exactly look like the path that I was on. This looks like where the shield and the rusty sword were, so maybe I really did just miss something over here. Just double check over here. Yeah, because I think that's the path towards where I came from. Which means I haven't been this way. Except through the cave, obviously. Alright. I guess I'll just continue on up the path of the torches. I'm going to turn the music up just a little bit. Because this sounds pretty decent. I believe this is the last Piranha Bytes game that Kai Rosenkranz worked on. So this is an authentic Kai Rosenkranz soundtrack. And so far I kind of dig it. Feels a lot more like the Gothic 1 soundtrack, where it's more sparse and minimalistic and ambient, atmospheric, you know? We've got like 3 instruments happening right now. Maybe 4. There's like a flute or a vocal thing doing long tones. And then there's a piano and a guitar. Or a lute. I guess you could add occasional bass drum. Sarah is waiting. Why is she waiting? Sarah joins you. Ow, goodness. Yo, chill out. The stingrat is super aggressive. Ow! One, two. Are you gonna attack again? Yep, there he goes. As soon as I lower my guard. What a punk. What a punk. You know, the music might have changed there, and I didn't even notice, because if it did, it was so smooth and seamless. Which, again, is another very pleasant change from Gothic 3, where instead of getting blasted in the ear by combat music, it was smooth and seamless. 'Cause if there was a change, I didn't notice it.
Look, it's a house. Looks abandoned. I wonder what happened here.
Something must have driven the occupants away.
Whatever it was, it's certainly not warming me to this place.
Let's take a look around. We might find something useful.
You have a look inside, and I'll keep a watch out here. I'll call if any more of those rats turn up.
It's a little bit of an earthquake happening. Or was it just my camera glitching out? Oh, I think it was just my camera getting bumped up against a tree. I thought this game does have earthquakes in it, though. Kind of like in Jarkandar and Night of the Raven. Like I want to say there are periodic earthquakes as ruins kind of rise or threaten to rise. A basic chest. I have a saw. It's handy for cutting wood. And I sit on the tree stump. That's our hero. He looks kind of like a psychopath. Like his eyes look kind of a little deranged. I don't know.
I'll need a frying pan.
Oh. I don't have a frying pan. I guess I'll need a frying pan. Maybe there's one in the house. There we go. Free healing. It's a little time consuming though. While my character drinks water, I shall also drink water. Alright, Wolfie. Got him. Yeah, the jumping is a little floaty here. I don't really like that. It's kind of... it's a little weird. Especially, like, it seems if you jump or fall for more than a second or two, then it kind of... it does like this falling animation where the camera pans up and your character goes a little bit more straight, like his arms up. And at that point, like, you really lose control of the camera, and that's kind of dumb. I hate that. Anytime the game takes the camera away from you to play an animation, any game in general, I think that's probably not a good thing. Like the more what's the word I'm looking for? More brutal example? That's not the word I want. More hardcore example is like you're playing a game and then it yanks control up from the camera to show you something that's happening. Like, you can kind of justify that because they want you to see something, but at the same time you're taking control away from the player, and that is sometimes very disruptive to immersion in the general flow of the game. And this game is kind of doing that, but it's just because of silly animations which really shouldn't be justified. Like there. Losing control of the camera while I'm free falling is really odd. Why is this house making all this noise?
Now who could teach me to pick locks? Now who could teach me to pick locks?
I don't know, but you seem to intuitively know that there's someone on this island who will teach
Now
you.
who could teach me to pick locks?
Oh, don't sit on the chair. I have a key. How convenient. Frying pan. Hey lady, I have a frying pan.
Doesn't look like there's been anyone in this house for a while. All I found was a locked chest.
Unless you have the key or a talent for picking locks, it's going to stay locked.
I've opened the chest.
Find anything useful?
Just a frying pan. Everything else is junk.
Oh well, at least you can fry up that meat. I could do with a little fried meat right now. You're probably starving too, and we can pretend it's venison.
Why is this house groaning so much? That is so weird. Chicken drumstick. Crisp and tasty.
This smells good. Here's your fried meat.
At least if you don't think about where it came from. Hey, that's not bad.
We should head further inland.
You go on. I really need to rest. That storm took it out of me. I feel exhausted. I'm going to stay here for a while.
Don't worry, lady. I'll come back for you. If I remember, maybe.
Okay. I'll come back and get you when I know a bit more about this place.
Don't worry about me. Be careful out there. I saw a path to the north. Looked like it led further inland. Maybe there's a village or something up there.
What? Oh. Chapter 1. That was a little jarring, but it's a good sign that we do have chapter progression. Because that's really one of the better things of the first two games, is that they had that chapter progression with a somewhat linear main quest that still gave you a lot of non-linear exploration and non-linear questing. Since you had a semi-open world that you could explore at your own leisure, at your own pace, and do a lot of things off the path of the main quest. But it's still, the game still had momentum and direction because of the main quest and the chapter progression. So I think this game having that is a good thing. Should probably grill up some more chicken. Wait, did I give her meat and then she didn't take it? I thought I had 5 pieces of meat, and then she ate some. A pixie hat. It's like a goblin berry. Okay. That's good to know. And here is one of the first risen temples.
A grave. Rest in peace.
Huh.
Another grave. We all go back to the earth. A grave. Rest in peace.
That's a nice little detail. Not only that I'm finding cool, interesting loot in a somewhat hidden area that rewards exploration, but there's also that little bit of character interaction where Nameless Hero 2.0 gets to sort of show us a little bit of his inner monologue. Some of his inner thoughts. Alright, what's happening inside this temple? Am I gonna get destroyed by something? Probably. Well, I cheated that pitfall. Now I'm worried that there's going to be more traps. That kind of looks like just a normal moth. Oh, I'm hitting it. Sweet. Maybe I can cheese it. Yes. Kind of seems like I have to fall through that hole then. Temple 01. This is still really kind of broken. There we go. Okay, Grave Moth gives me the wing dust. Now I can open the gate. Heavy chest. Kinda lame. Again, I'm really hoping that this is not a scaled loot system like Gothic 3, or I'm getting 10 gold, a wine, and a torch because of my level. In fact, I'm going to test that real fast. Let's see what the treasure chest gives after I reload. If it's the exact same thing, then I might feel confident that it's always going to be that. But if it's something slightly different, then that might mean random chests and hopefully not, but possibly scaling progression. Oh. Oh, it is random. Oh, that's sad. Let me try this one more time and see what we get. I think my game might have just crashed. Exception occurred. Terminating program now. Thanks a lot, Risen. So now I gotta reload the game. Gotta boot back in. I hope that's not going to be a recurring problem. Is it actually gonna load? What is happening? Now the program is like going unresponsive. I launched the game and then it kind of lagged out on me, and now I got kicked out of Steam? What is happening? I just want to play Risen. I just want to play the game. Why is, like, everything crashing? Ay, ay, ay. Alright. So now Steam is booted up again. Launching Risen. Holy crap. And we're still loading. Still on a black screen, waiting for something to happen. There we go. Alright. Round 3. This kind of looks like the same thing I had the second time. Whatever, I'll just roll with that. So not a promising situation that seemed to have variable loot. Or maybe there's two different heavy chests. There's two different heavy chests. Okay, so I was just being an inobservant idiot and didn't realize there are different chests in here, so they are in fact giving fixed loot, which is again another great sign. And that seems to be all I can do in here. Pretty small little ruin. I'm stuck. Go through the door. Go through there. There we go. This thing just will not come for me. There we go. Oh, now I got both of them. I got. Stop hitting me. Ah! Brave little tailor. Please. Ah, jeez. That was a little clunky. I don't know if that was a design feature, but I kind of lost targeting on him there. I don't know if this... Is there any way to lock on to a target manually? Doesn't seem to be. So the combat's... It's a little bit... kind of twitchy, I feel. There's like the way that the animations process is like it's not quite fluid. It's just a little bit janky or stuttery or not quite what I feel like it should be. Which makes timing the actions a little bit tricky, and it can make it a little bit frustrating when you get hit, when you feel like, oh, I was trying to dodge that, but I didn't dodge it right. Maybe I'll get the hang of that better, though. Oh, God. These things also have really fast attack animations. Like, they just boom, they just hit you. I don't know if I'm planning to do both of Risen 2 and 3. I probably will, just to keep the kind of momentum going with the playing all the Piranha Bytes games. Originally, I wasn't even planning to do Gothic 3 because I knew that I didn't like that game very much, but you know, I ended up playing the whole game to review, so I'll probably end up doing the same thing for Risen 2 and 3. I did not like Risen 2 that much when it came out, and Risen 3 was pretty good, but I don't really remember anything about it, so... Risen 3 was especially weird because that was kind of like Gothic 3, where they said, let's just make a different game, but we're kind of stuck going with the same game setting and the same property, so we'll just call it Risen 3. Because they changed the protagonist, the main quest kind of... It kind of stopped dealing with the Titan Lords, like the whole point of the story that they set up in Gothic, or sorry, in Risen 1 and 2, and then they're just like, whatever, it's something different. I mean, they kind of did that with Risen 2 by shifting into the more pirate-y theme, but like there were pirates in this game, and it still kind of worked, and it still dealt with the fighting Titan Lords main quest line. But then Risen 3, there's like no Titan Lords, and the two that are in the game, I think it's two, they're not really Titan Lords, they just kind of slapped that title on them. So Risen 3 is a little weird, it doesn't fit in very well. Goodness gracious. Okay, so that was much more challenging than anything else. I'd very much like for there to be a bed in here.
Hey, you there?
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Hi there.
I don't exactly know where I am.
Right now, you're on the wrong end of my sword. Things becoming any clearer yet?
Whoa, keep calm. I'm no threat.
I'm the one with the sword, and so I'll decide that, got it? Let's try again. What are you doing here?
The boat I was on sank. I landed on the beach.
So one of the crew survived the storms, eh? We'd heard it was just the Inquisitor. You don't look like you're with the Inquisition.
I was a stowaway.
On an Inquisition ship?
That gesture.
You're lucky they didn't catch you and throw you overboard, or worse, turn you into one of them. Someone or something is looking out for you. And I ain't gonna mess with that. But don't stretch your luck. The White Robes catch you here, you'll be in trouble. If you want my advice, then find yourself a good weapon. You won't get far without one. There may be something around here. Have a look. Come back to me when you found something.
This guy's being awfully nice for having just been pointing a weapon at me 5 seconds ago. Like, he was... Maybe he was just being defensive because there's a stranger coming into his house. Okay, runtime error. Pure virtual function call. So... Risen is really pissing me off right now. Because this is twice that it's crashed in the last hour. It's a good thing I saved. I don't remember this game being quite this crashy when I played it 10 years ago. Maybe it was, and I just don't remember because I've forgotten a lot about this game. It could be an operating system thing where it doesn't like running on Windows 7, but... Was Windows 7 out in 2009? When did... I don't remember how any of that... I played this game on Vista in 2009. A chest key from the house on the side of the path. Maybe this isn't his house if he's okay with me just like looting and ransacking everything. In fact, judging by the state of it, it must not be because it's already kind of busted up. Alright, the sword's an improvement. And a small map of the island. Only shows part of the island. That is kind of cool. This is actually a really neat concept. I like this idea. What's really weird though is that why is the mouse, why is the camera still tracking my mouse? That's really weird, but I like this concept of having to find pieces of the map to reveal it in its full version progressively as you explore the world. That's kind of cool. The Angry Joe review of Risen 1. Yeah, I watched it, you know, back in the day, 2009, 2010, whenever that was. And of course, I disagreed with a lot of it at the time. Because I was a big Piranha Bytes fan, and I liked Risen a lot, and... You know, I hate to say of a reviewer that they just don't get it, because, you know, that's kind of a cheap and easy way to dismiss criticism of a game as, oh, this person didn't like it. They just didn't get it. You know, so I don't want to say that about Angry Joe, but that review, I really feel like he just didn't get it. It's like he was really just not patient enough with the game and not willing to, you know, kind of put up with some of the more unpolished elements to see the better aspects beneath the surface. And so Risen kind of falls, like, there's a lot of games, lower budget games from smaller studios that have a lot of great ideas, but they're just kind of a little unpolished and janky and rough around the edges. And Risen is one of those games, and you know, there's a good heart and soul underneath all of that that a lot of people, including Angry Joe, just could not see. Now this is fun and exciting gameplay.
I found this sword.
Good. I hope you know how to use it.
Not really. I don't have any combat training.
What can you tell me about this place?
What do you want to know?
Anywhere I can get some food or pick something? I don't know where this line is going.
Looks like I'm going to be stuck here for a while. Anywhere I can get some food or pick up some gold?
Ha! Not round here at any rate. I just asked for this post so I can watch the storms. Amazing things when they blow past. Strange how they never come inland. A few weeks ago I would have sent you to Harbour Town, but not anymore.
Why not?
It's full of Inquisition. Protecting those ruins and recruiting for the damn White Robe cult at the monastery. I'm with the Don myself. We're the only ones who are still free. Living in a camp in the middle of a swamp. But freedom's freedom. I'd head to the swamp. See if the Don will take you in. Or try your luck in Harbour Town. Just stay away from the monastery.
Yo, I'm going straight to the monastery.
You mentioned a monastery. What happens there?
The last place you want to be. It's where the Inquisition train their recruits. Brainwash them. Stay well away from there.
So is Harbour Town safe? What are the Inquisition doing there?
Not much at the moment. There are still some of our boys in there. They might help you out. And that White Robe lot probably won't bother you too much. I can show you the way, but believe me, you'd be better off at our camp.
What's the Don got to offer me?
Meat, beer, a job. He might even train you as a fighter. You got a sword, after all. Most they'll let you have up at the monastery is a staff. Just a big stick. That's not a real weapon.
I'm gonna assume that they'll also give me magic, which would be much more important than a stick. Right, now, in real life, I would probably be hesitant to tell a strange man, hey, that there's a young, vulnerable woman all by her lonesome at an abandoned house. But this guy is he's being kind of nice, so we're gonna trust him that he won't go and violate her.
There's a girl came ashore with me. She's in an abandoned house to the south.
South? Must be the old shipwrecker's house. I'll head that way later. If she's there, I'll take her somewhere safe.
Apparently I just rescued Sarah from the wilderness by telling some guy. I'll talk to him later. Big swamp. They don't even have it named, it's just Big Swamp. Does that imply that there's a little swamp somewhere? Alright, so judging by the map, this looks like it'll be the Don's camp in the swamp. This will be the monastery, and then this will be Harbor Town. So what I do remember of this game is that there are 3 factions like in Gothic 1 and 2, and you join one of those 3 factions. And the first time that I played, I joined Don Esteban, or whatever his name is. I joined the Don and the bandits in the swamp because they seemed kind of like the most like the mercenary rogue type characters from the previous games. And I usually like to play as that type of character. So I think in this playthrough I'm going to try to join the mages at the monastery. Because if I think there's quests in the monastery, like to join or to become a mage or something. And I think those are kind of potentially interesting. I didn't see them because I didn't join the monastery, but that might be something interesting to do. Oh, is that another boar? Alright. Oh, there's 2 of them. I might die. I dodged that. Come on now. Oh, God. Oh. Come on down. Oh, that really didn't heal much. I'm so dead. Bam! Oh, oh my god, that's so brutal. Oh my god. Yeah, see now I'm getting flashbacks from being really frustrated when I played this 10 years ago. Because the flow of combat, it just doesn't feel right. What are we? Oh my god, there's 3 of them. And I've got a sting rat. Let me not fight all of those at once. I do not have any, oh my god. Holy crap. Yeah, see, that's where my memory is coming in. Like, oh, please move! Oh, give me a break, game. These things come flying in from off screen and just destroy me at lightning speed. Ah. I don't have a particular schedule for streaming. It's just kind of random whenever I feel like. Which during the weekdays is kind of late in the evening after work if I'm not too tired. and then early afternoons on weekends. And once again, I'm East Coast US, so I'm in GMT -4 right now. And, like, this combat is just, it's not quite fluid. Like, these attacks, everything is just like a little too simultaneously, like, too fast and also too sluggish. Like, see that sting rat, it's just like boom 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 and it just destroys me. And meanwhile, when you do your first attack, there's that really long wind-up phase where you pull your sword back before you strike. And that is, like, really, really annoying when you're trying to attack a thing and you both attack at the same time. Like what just happened twice. I press the attack button, and then while my character is winding up for the attack, I get blasted instantly. I'm also not sure, I can't really tell, but it doesn't seem like these things give any sort of noticeable tell, like, hey, I'm about to attack. You should dodge now. Because when my character attacks, there's a half second where he pulls the sword back. But these things, it doesn't look like they do that. They just kind of attack instantly. Maybe I'm not seeing it yet, but it is just really hard to read what's happening in the fight, and it kind of makes it a little unpredictable. Also, I just realized I have a better sword that I'm not using. That'll help slightly. Alright, see there I saw both attacks, and I hit the dodge button. I swear I dodged correctly. But the timing was not what I thought it should be, and you saw my character start to dodge, and I still got hit. And so I think this is maybe where the game got a lot of negative criticism from people when it first came out, because the combat system is really not intuitive at first. You got... Please, dodge. Even when you know how it works, it's still, like, it's just unresponsive enough to trip me up. Like, I feel like I understand how it's attacking to be able to... Oh, God. To be able to dodge and time everything right, but it's still... It just still gets me every time. And I didn't get that attack right. Like there, I'm trying to backstep, and the character's just not quite doing it. There we go, good grief. Ah! Maybe the problem is that I'm double tapping and that, like, doing that double tap has a slight input delay, and maybe I need to get in the habit of using the space bar. But man, like, the combat is... I remember it being, like, surprisingly deep and complex as you level up and gain skill training. But, like, at first, it is really unintuitive. And just ever so slightly clunky. Alright, 2 more boars. And a sting rat, apparently. It's 2 sting rats. And a 3rd boar. I don't want to fight these things. This is stressful. I definitely don't want to fight 2 at once. But I want to explore this area. There might be cool things to find. Oh, is the other one? Yep. Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Stop doing that. God. See, the way the timing works, it's like... It is really, really easy for an enemy to slip an attack in. Because their animations are just so much faster. Please draw your sword. What? Guy sounds like so exhausted when he gets hit. I'd very much like to run away and heal. Please don't come blasting in from off screen and kill me. Oh no. He's gonna kill me, isn't he? Okay, I can survive like 1 hit. Ah, there we go. See, it's great when you do it right, but when you mess up the timing even slightly, you get punished hard for it. Alright, time to kill that last boar. Oh. There we go. Oh, there's wolves? What are they doing? Where's that boar? Did I kill all the boars? I guess I'm gonna fight wolves. These are just normal wolves. Oh man, they have a lot more health. Oh god. Oh, he got me. Oh god, 3 hits. Oh god, they move so fast. I'm start. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, back out. 2, 3. See, he got 3 hits in while I was trying to get 1 attack off. This is just so punishing. I finished a 3-hit combo and then tried to attack again, and then in that little pause, that tiny little bit of time that it takes... Oh, that was a stutter? I staggered? I hesitated? In that tiny little window between ending the 3rd hit and starting a new chain of the combo, he just BAM! He gets in there and hammers me. Alright, let's just do 3 at once. I'm about to die, so, like, I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. Did my quick load not work? I pressed the quick load button and it didn't load. I had to go to that load screen. It's like, I feel as though I can kill these things right now because, like, I have good enough reflexes and I understand how the combat works. And obviously my character is level 1 and I would be doing better with more combat training and strength and better weapons, sword skills and so on, but like, it is just so brutally punishing if you make the tiniest little mistake. Well, I guess it's Anne. I wanted that to say Yan, but it didn't type the J. My keyboard is like broken or something. There we go.
Can you show me the way to Harbour Town?
Sure. Follow me.
Let's take a less dangerous and disastrous and deadly path, please. Something that doesn't have 1,000 boars and wolves that will just destroy me. Okay, and here's where the game bugs me a lot. This game has a relatively short draw distance, so as I move towards the farm, you can see the wheat or whatever that is. It's...
See that farm down in the valley?
Yes.
I see it.
I was trying to
Some
talk
of the
and you
Inquisition's
interrupted me.
minions work down there. Novices, they call them. They're apprentices to the mages in the monastery. Talk to them. They'll help you get to Harbour Town. But watch you don't find yourself accidentally recruited. You get recruited, there'll be no welcome for you at the Don's camp.
Thanks. I can take it from here.
I'm sure you can. Good luck. See you around.
Like I was saying, that wheat fades in as you get closer, and that is really distracting. And so I tried to do some any tweaking to adjust the draw distance for the vegetation and objects and ow and things, but it didn't look any that good. I mean, it helped with the vegetation, but for whatever reason it killed the natural lighting, so there was no light or shadows and everything just looked terrible. So if anyone knows a way that I can increase the draw distance for vegetation and preferably objects and characters as well, because you'll notice there's a guy farming in the field like right where my head is. He fades in too. I should be able to see him. Like, I can clearly see all the way to the mountains there, but he fades in too. So if anybody knows a way that I can increase this draw distance without breaking the lighting and the shadows, please let me know. Because just trying to edit the ini file and adjusting the range values was not doing it. I think the combat system in this game is also hindered a little bit, relatively, because this was the same year that Demon Souls came out. And of course... Oh, freaking hell. I dodged that. Come on now. But, like, everyone knows how good the Demon Souls combat is because it went on to become Dark Souls and Bloodborne. And, like, that combat was so fluid and responsive and intuitive, and it made sense. And then this game, it's just like... It feels like pulling teeth. Like, you can tell that there is something good here, but they don't have it quite right, and it is really frustrating when it doesn't respond the way you feel like it should. And a lot of that has to do with the timing and the animations. Like there, I dodged that and I still got hit. Oh, there's 4 of them? Can I not fight 4 all at once, please? Can I also not dodge into trees? So that one came flying in, like, instantly, while I was stuck recovering from an attack animation. I saw it winding up, but it did the wind up after I'd already started my attack, and hit before I could do anything about it. So I'm pulling at least 2 now. I can maybe handle 2 if it's just 2. Oh, see there, I dodged that. I hit the dodge at the right time, and I still got hit. And that, I think, is where the Dark Souls / Demon Souls formula gets it right. Because those games give you invincibility frames when you dodge, so even if it looks like your character would have gotten hit when you dodge an attack, as long as your timing is right, they say, hey, that's good enough, and you dodge the attack, because they give you invincibility for part of the animation, like right in the middle of the dodge. Whereas this game, I don't think it does any sort of invincibility, so it's like if you are... Say if you do your dodge and you're 0.3 of a second off, you're going to take full damage from getting hit. That's how it seems. Because there's a lot of times that I hit the dodge button and I feel like I've timed it right and it looks like my character does the dodge animation right, but then I still get hit. Alright, so it looks like I went offline. Somehow I stopped streaming. The hardware recording has been going on constantly, but apparently the OBS just stopped broadcasting for some reason. So to anybody watching live on Twitch, I apologize for dropping the transmission. Anybody watching on YouTube, it should have been completely uninterrupted, but Still, that was really frustrating. I haven't done much. I don't know exactly when the transmission dropped out, but I've just been fighting stuff. So now I'm gonna fight some more moths and probably die several times. Oh, it's a talon moth. That's different from a grave moth. Hello, that's got a lot of health. Oh, God. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm between a rock and a hard place. Yep. That was me hitting the dodge button and my character not dodging. Well, I don't have any combat training at all. So I just started playing and these things are here, so I want to kill them. So I literally haven't talked to any characters who could give me combat training at this point of the game. But I think I am planning to try to join the monastery and be a mage. Because the last time that I played, like 10 years ago, I joined the bandits in the swamp. So I want to try something a little different. Do these guys care if I take their sausage and their rum? Apparently not. What's up, Jim? What you smoking there? That looks like a pretty fat roll. Ooh, they have a bed.
Welcome, stranger. What's brought you to our troubled isle?
The tide. I'm a shipwreck survivor.
Well, it's a strange kind of luck that's washed you onto these shores. But I must warn you, you cannot wander freely around here. I don't mind, but the warriors of the Order are less forgiving.
Who are you?
My name is Tristan, a novice of magic. I'm looking after this place, on the orders of the Convocation of Mages.
What is this place?
What is
Just
this
a simple farm.
place?
It's under the control of the Inquisition now. We cultivate the land and take care of the animals. Our work ensures the well-being of the Order and Inquisitor Mendoza's men.
You mentioned the Convocation. What do the mages have to do with the Inquisition?
The Convocation of Mages has long had their seat here in the monastery at the foot of the great volcano. It was a place of study and faith before the dark wave covered the land and those temple ruins had risen from the ground. And now the Inquisitor is here seeking to push back that darkness. We're very lucky he found us in our hour of need. Now the monastery not only serves as the mage's home, but also as a training camp for recruits of the Inquisition.
I see. What do you think I should do next?
Well, I wouldn't recommend you wander around alone. Quickest way to the next life. Perhaps you would be best advised to let the warriors of the Order train you as a recruit. Training with the fighting staff and the basics of magic could be just the thing for you. If you're not a fighter, there are merchants in the town might have use of you. Just make sure you don't get taken in by the outlaws the Don commands. Or is it that you are interested in the higher magic that we novices pursue? That would mean finding a way to the monastery without being arrested by the Inquisitor's men. You may find someone in the town who would help you do that. The choice is yours. In any case, you will find members of each group in Harbour Town. They can tell you more. So, if I were you, I would make that my first stop.
So this guy's kind of explaining how the factions work. And I know that, like, you can get basically drafted into the... what did he call it? The Order? To become a Knight of the Order? I think if you go to Harbor Town, yeah, they don't let you out, and they basically force you to join the Order. You kind of get arrested or something like that. I don't remember, it's been 10 years since I played. But I think, like, the common advice is to go to the swamps first and do quests for them before joining anybody. Like, don't commit to joining the bandits. But then you can go to the Harbor Town, sneak in or something like that, and then do quests for people in there. And I think there's a mage in town who will let you join the mages. So I need to be careful what I do so I don't kind of get stuck with a particular faction.
How do you get into Harbor Town?
The law of the Inquisitor says that no one is allowed to be outside of the town without permission. The main gate of the town is currently being guarded by warriors of the Order. You can't just stroll in.
You novices must know other ways to get inside the town.
Well, yes. There is a way, but it's not easy to reach. Harbor Town has a rear entrance up to the north. As far as I know, that is guarded only by the Old Town Guards. You could try your luck persuading them to let you in.
So he says the north. If this is Harbor Town, then which of these is the north entrance? Because this looks like west and east. Did he say a wrong line of dialogue? Or does he mean, like, this is the front entrance here and then the back entrance is over here? I'm assuming that's the case.
Do you trade here on the farm?
Trade? With who? Other than Esteban's bandits, there's nobody out here.
What about me? Will you trade with me?
I don't have much to offer, but you're welcome to look.
Let's trade.
He really doesn't have much. But if I put 5.2, or is that just 52? That really looks like a decimal point. Am I gonna get 8.8 gold or 88 gold here? Does he have 88 gold to give me? Let me sell him a stick. 1.6 or 16. Your goods are worth more than mine. I'll offer you an extra 1 gold. Is he rounding up? What is happening in this game? Does that mean I'm going to get 2 gold if that is a decimal point? Does he have gold to give me? I got 1 gold. So it looks like my 1.6 rounded down to 1. Okay, that's a little weird.
I'm looking for work.
Well, there is more than enough to do on our farm. Go to my brothers and let them assign you a task. We do not have much, but we still value honest work.
Can you take me to Harbor Town?
I can't leave my post at the farm, I'm afraid, but Brother Teller will accompany you there if you wish.
Great. Thanks for the advice.
If you're wanting help, you must be willing to provide help in return.
Okay. What should I do for you?
Talk to my brothers here on the farm and make yourself useful. Once we no longer need your help, we'll happily escort you to Harbor Town.
Will you escort me in and let me not get drafted into the military? So I want to join the mages, I don't want to join the Inquisition.
Are you crazy walking round here? What do you think will happen if the Inquisition catch you, eh?
I'm going to assume they'll force me to join them and become a brainwashed servant.
Are you gonna call them?
Hey, I won't give you away, but the warriors of the Order often come by here to check on
Man,
things.
I love that
So
animation.
I'm just saying, you better be careful.
It's like a super exaggerated, cartoony looking around, like... I love that. That's great.
What do you do here?
I'm working in my field.
Your field?
Yeah. This one's mine and the other one on the other side of the path is Teller's. Of course, he's further along working his one. Always is. Don't know how he does it. He's already taken his whole harvest to the storehouse. But I'm afraid I won't be able to get my harvest in on time. I can't spot the ripe plants from the unripe. They all look the same to me.
That's not good.
Do you need help?
You serious? Well, I wouldn't say no.
And what kind of compensation would not saying no come with?
Well, I'm only a novice, so I don't have much. But if you harvest the plants and bring them to me, I'll give you a healing potion. How about that?
Okay.
Deal. I'll bring you those ripe plants.
Great. Then I might actually be able to start my mage training before this place goes completely to the dogs. Just look out for the ripe ones in my field, alright? 10 should be enough. Bring them back here, alright?
So another quest to fetch 10 plants. Man, they really hide these things. If it weren't for the UI popping up and saying grain, like, I would really struggle to see these things. Like that one there, that is so subtle.
Here are your 10 ripe plants.
Thanks. Without you, I would have been in a whole world of trouble. The healing potion is yours.
How often do these warriors of the Order come up here?
The Inquisitor sends one once every couple of days. They like to keep a check on things. He picks up what we've harvested and the meat and takes it to the monastery, where they no doubt stuff their faces. If I were you, I'd hide when he shows up.
Thanks for the warning.
If he shows up. Alright, Teller.
Watch your feet. There's grain growing here.
I guess his grain is going to be picked up soon.
Your grain is going to be picked up soon.
Says who? Oh, it'll be Thomas, am I right? He should try working instead of chatting with strangers. My field is twice the size of his, and it still only takes me half the time to cultivate it. He makes lazy people look busy, does Thomas.
Do you need any help here?
No thanks. I could have done with you a while ago, though. Thanks anyway.
Tristan says you can take me to Harbour Town.
I can? But did Tristan say I should take you there?
Not exactly.
Well, ask me again when he does.
Oh my god. He pointed. He pointed at me with a really dry ha ha ha. That was so condescending. I love it.
Hey, how are things going here?
Not so well. Stuck in the middle of nowhere, a place where no one wants to be.
You're the happy-go-lucky, face life with a smile type, aren't you?
And you'd smile if a pack of hungry wolves was eating everything in sight. I used to have 6 pigs, and now look at what's left.
Hungry wolves. Just my thing.
It does you credit that you want to help me, but I have to warn you, those beasts haven't been here for several days. I figure they must be starving by now, so they'll be really dangerous.
Any good news?
Well, they're wolves, so none of them have swords. If you want back in 2 days, I'll assume they put you on the menu.
Great.
Is this guy's face a copy and paste of Yan or Jan, whom I met earlier? 'Cause they look really similar.
Where do the wolves come from?
There's a small cave over there, to the north of here. I haven't been there, but I'd be willing to bet that's where their lair is.
Don't you have anyone who can protect you and your animals?
Yeah. The warriors of the Inquisition are more concerned with the gold from the temple ruins than with helping novices. We're on our own at best, at the mercy of the wolves at worst. Doesn't stop the Inquisition coming here demanding their tribute. I don't want to complain. I chose this myself, but sometimes it's exasperating.
You're being exploited by the warriors of the Order.
Well, you can't really say that. The mages bow to the law of the Inquisitor. You know, we all share the same religion, but the mages have urged us novices to stay neutral. That's why I don't have to worry about the Don's men. They know we won't do anything to them.
Like a true witcher, neutral as hell. My kind of man. Okay, now I'm getting an actual earthquake. Yeah, I think I'll plan to do these quests on the farm and then probably go to the swamp. Even though I don't intend to join the swamp, I think it's easier for the sake of doing quests and XP and so on to be able to do that without kind of getting trapped either in town or locked into a specific faction. Probably would be a good idea to also put some points into some sort of melee combat while I'm there. Even if I am planning to be a mage. One, two... Oh, he only did 2 hits. What? Please target the one that I want to target. Thank you. Oh, also please dodge when I tell you to dodge. What is... Oh god. I just... freaking hell. Okay. Here we go. No! He did 3 hits, I thought. Am I in a corner? I want the other one. The one that's weak. About to die. They just will not do what I want them to. Alright, that was... got really stressful. Got really tense there. I went ultra conservative, but I got it done. And this cave goes a lot further than I expected it to. So this makes it look like I'm really close to what I presume is the monastery. Oh, it's just a regular wolf. I don't want to fight you. Go away. Oh man, he's faster than me. I'm about to die. No! No! Go away! Shoo. Ah! Stop attacking. Go away! Ah! Oh, this guy's here too? Oh my god. Ah! Tank him for me, Henson. Ah! Just let me get the kill.
Hey, you!
Oh, he took the kill.
I have to warn you. There is a warrior of the Order on the farm. So, you aren't actually allowed to be here. If he sees you, he'll have you taken to the monastery.
So what do you suggest?
We'll have to wait here until he leaves. Follow me, keep quiet, and you can hide in our storehouse. There's a bed there. Get some rest. The warrior will be gone in a couple of hours. Understand?
What do I need to do?
Alright, I'm going back to my post. You follow me, try to be inconspicuous. Stay to the left and you'll find our storehouse. Get some rest in there. When you wake up, the warrior should have gone, alright?
Right. Well, I suppose I'll have to trust you.
Great. Let's go. And make sure he doesn't see you.
I guess I'll have to trust him that I won't just get, like, sold out to the Inquisition. I'm just gonna start doing it like that because I don't know how else I should format those save files in a way that will make logical progression or sense out of logical progression. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna sleep in the bed. Please don't arrest me. Alright, Jim.
All clear. The warrior's gone. It was a good job I saw you first, or you'd be on your way to the monastery. I'd say you got lucky there.
Those wolves are dead.
You killed them? That's a relief. I can finally sleep peacefully again. Here, take this as thanks. I could never have done that alone. I hope you'll find your way, my friend.
I hope so too.
Farewell, and thanks.
Thank you for not selling me out. But there's a little bit of a logical inconsistency with this quest, because this guy, he handled that wolf way better than I could. And yet, the whole point of the game, or that quest, is, hey, we don't have anybody to defend ourselves from these hungry wolves that are just eating all of our ow! That are eating all of our... Stop hitting me! That are eating all of our pigs. And yet it seems like he would have been more than capable of just going in there and destroying all of those wolves, and didn't need me to go do that. But seriously, this damn boar, he just... sometimes it's really aggravating.
A grave.
There's so many times
Rest in
during
peace.
this simple little fight where I got blasted when I felt like I shouldn't have.
Another grave. We all go back to the earth.
Guess I'll go sleep in the bed again. It's a really valuable necklace. And it seems like that would be the sort of thing that if the game really wanted to, they would punish me for stealing from these guys. So I'll see if that actually happens or not. Can I read your book?
Do you think I'm blind?
Oh!
Thieving bastard!
Yep, he didn't like that. It's a good thing they didn't see me steal their $300 pearl necklace. Can't talk to Henson.
What are you doing here?
I'm gonna read your book.
There's something here about magic.
And the question is he going to psychically know when I enter from the back? Yes, he does.
Careful what you touch.
So I need to have the sneak skill, otherwise he's gonna psychically know.
Don't you have something to do?
You should get some training.
About your farm. The wolves in the nearby cave are dead.
It seems fate was kind to me, washing you to these shores. Take this as a reward.
Teller doesn't have anything for me to do. He finished his work a while ago.
Ah yes, Teller is our hardest worker. 24 of him and our problems would be over.
The grain harvest is finished.
Good. It's reassuring to know that if we must die, we will not die hungry. Here are a few coins. Alas, Thomas is our problem child. If he worked as hard as he moaned, he'd have completed the harvest long ago. Perhaps he should reconsider his desire to be a mage.
I think I've done everything there is to do on your farm.
Then be on your way. And my thanks go with you. Oh, and here. These items can go with you too. And may the holy flame light your way in these dark times. Oh, if you still want to go to Harbour Town, then go and see Brother Teller. He'll show you the way to the northern entrance of town.
Thanks.
Is the northern entrance the hidden entrance? With the... well, not the hidden entrance, but with the old guards, because that would be the one to go to. Right, already looted that. These crystals look really pretty. I know nothing about prospecting ore.
Wish I knew about prospecting.
Or gold, in this case. there might be something interesting over there, but I really just don't want to fight any more boars. And those guys, the Talon moths, those are really strong. And so I think this will be where I call it quits for this session. Did a little bit of questing over in the Novices farm, but I think I'll plan to go to the bandits camp and do some quests there, get some skill training and so on, before heading into Harbor Town and exploring the rest of the island as far as I can within reason of my stats and skills. So let me do a hard save here. And so when I come back for the next session, might be later today, might be tomorrow, who knows. I'll have... is this Yan? I'll have Yan take me to the bandit camp. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. I'll see you next time.